So what we are going to see today is something called as a scramble pattern. I'm going to teach you a therapy, a mind exercise called as scramble. Scramble, Scramble. Scramble literally means deleting something and replacing with something. Like, for example, in your examination, you were writing and you are writing the answers and you are able to think and recollect the answers. You did your examination well. But after the examination, once you finish, some of your friends spoke something very unnecessary and they are speaking little inappropriate, which you did not like. So Tanvi, do you understand my English? Is this simple English okay for you to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you basically want to forget that incident because you were in a joy, like you are experiencing a wonderful happiness that you did a examination really well. But out of this examination hall, this incident happened, and these people were speaking some unnecessary stuff, and it literally did not want to get into your mind, and you wanted to forget that thing. So, as for the brain neurotic system, when something has to be forgotten, we have to take some efforts. We really have to put some efforts towards forgetting something. Remembering something does not need any big efforts because the mind automatically thinks. But forgetting something requires a lot of effort. And for that, I would like to give this scramble mind exercise. You see, this scramble mind exercise is not like the other exercises we saw. We saw cosmic energy meditation, we saw alpha level meditation, we saw swish pattern. All those exercises are completely different from the scramble therapy because scramble therapy can be done on a momentary basis at any given point of time. You feel very, very bad, you feel very disturbed and confused. You choose a particular place and you close your eyes and you do something. You take some 5 minutes to do this. The scramble happens and you will feel good. So I'm going to show you some pictures and a video clip. And I'm also going to give you the notes. When I type in the PPT slide, you can take notes, a step-by-step process. But before that, I want you to watch a short video clip. This video clip I collected when I was doing my research back in 2010, 30 years back. And this is from one of the self-help authors, and it was made in 1988. So those days, technology was not very advanced, and the videos were also not very advanced. And this particular video is just for about few seconds, and this will teach you how to do Scramble. And in this particular video, we will see one person, and that person is the boss or the managing director of the company. And that person scolds somebody. Okay, so he shouts at somebody for a mistake the person has. And this incident happens on a Friday evening, and he gives a real harsh scolding to the person. He says, "You are so irresponsible. I cannot believe that you are this irresponsible person. If you don't change this habit, you will be feeling very sorry, and I will punish you so hard." This employee, when he receives this harsh treatment from this man, he feels very sad and he feels very bad. And this has happened on Friday evening, I told you. Then what will happen naturally? Saturday and Sunday, the person will think this again and again and again, and the person's peace of mind done. So here, scramble pattern can be used. I'll teach you how. But before that, watch the video clip.
I can't believe you are so incompetent. I have no idea why I even hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry.
Now, you see this harsh face. Listen to the words of the person.
I I can't believe you are so incompetent. I have no idea why I even hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry.
He literally says, you're very incompetent. Incompetent means very, very less talented. And I'm feeling sorry that I have hired you for my company. If you're not changing, you will be very, very sorry. Imagine if you are getting a scolding from your superior and the superior is like this, very harsh. Now, coming back to the example that I told you, that after your examination, out of the examination hall, your friends are speaking some relevant things, and you don't want to remember that, you want to forget it. And in fact, they have insulted you. Like this man is shouting, they have insulted you. Those friends have insulted you, and you want to forget the insult. Okay? So that's where scramble happens. So now, just see how the scramble works. Now, the same person, same words, but in scramble psychological technique, we are changing the person's tone and appearance.
I can't believe you are so incompetent. I have no idea why I even hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry.
So, same words, but imagining and visualizing the person as a joker.
So incompetent. I have no idea why I even hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry. Hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry. If you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry. Hired you. And if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry. Change your ways, you'll be sorry. Incompetent. I have no idea why I even hired you. And if you don't know why I even hired you, and if you don't change your ways, you'll be sorry.
So this is the point. Seeing the serious situation with fun. It was a serious situation where the superior was shouting at the person very harsh. And the person was not able to forget. The person kept on thinking about it again and again. But when you imagine the same person in a different appearance and the sound in a different way, the mind understands that this is only a comedy, this is only a funny incident. It is not a serious incident. And that's very important. And that's called a scramble. So what you mean by scramble here is changing the serious thing into a different one. So you need to do this exercise. Going back to the video, what you are supposed to do is you need to close your eyes and you need to first of all watch the real incident in your mind. And then watch the same real incident with fun, humor, light-mindedness, joy, and it's like a joke. You have to imagine as if it is a joke. And when you're imagining it, the mind gets relaxed, and you do it again and again and again. You rewind it, you fast forward, you rewind it, you fast forward, rewind, see the reality, fast forward, see the scrambled image, rewind, the reality, fast forward, the scrambled image. So this gives the peace of. So this is called as the scramble therapy. Now let me give you the steps as to how the scramble technique can be used step by step. And I will type the steps in the PPT slide and you can copy down. And you can stop me whenever you want me to stop so that you can copy down. Okay, let's move on to the step number one. Step number one is choose the serious situation on which you want to apply Scramble. This is the first step. You need to first of all choose a serious situation. Which situation? Like in this particular cartoon that I displayed, the situation the person wanted to use was the shouting that the boss gave, and he wanted to forget that. Any serious situation, whether it is a scolding or is it an insult or whether it's a kind of a bad narrative situation or incident that carried a lot of sadness, agony, frustration, anger, whatever situation is, anything, whichever you want to forget, you can forget using this therapy. Let's move to step number one. Step number two. Make sure you have at least 10 minutes available and go to a calm place where there won't be any disturbance. You got to choose a place where there won't be any disturbance, because for the next 10 minutes you have to do this exercise. In alpha level exercise, 3 fingers technique or a switch pattern exercise, whatever we have learned so far, we used to do that in the morning or in the evening, and so that it's like a workout and our mind gets conditioned, and gradually it gives us a lot of energy. But in Scramble therapy, we have to do it on an instantaneous basis. Now I'm feeling very bad and sad, and I want to forget, and I want to get out of this haunting. So I have to set myself aside, close my eyes, and I need to do this for at least 10 minutes. Here comes the third step. Daniel, shall we proceed to third step, or you need time for writing this down?
No, so we can go to third step.
Okay. Now let's move on to the step number 3. Step number 3 is have 10 deep breath cycles and keep your eyes closed and get ready for the Scramble process. This is the third step. Before you start the Scramble exercise, you have to do 10 deep breaths. You have to take 10 deep breaths. Likewise, you have to do it very, very slowly, because relaxation is very important. So that is why I'm saying this. And have 10 deep breath cycles, keep your eyes closed, and you are getting ready for Scramble process. Step number 4 and step number 5 are the most important steps in Scramble process. I am moving on to step number 4. With eyes closed, first, run the real incident, which is the painful incident for you, once in your mind. What are you supposed to do now? After a deep breath, after you get relaxed, get to a relaxed state, whatever incident you want to forget, whatever incident you want to get out of, run the incident first with utmost reality. Like in that office example, what did we first do? We just literally visualized the officers shouting in our mind. His voice, his face, the way he shouted. We have been visualizing all that, first of all, in the mind. That's step number 4. With eyes closed, first, run the real incident, the painful incident. You can ask me a question, sir, when I'm running the real incident, I will be feeling very painful. Is that natural? Yes, you have to feel the pain, because the mind has to know the difference. Okay, the mind has to first of all know the difference. So if there is painful feeling, allow the painful feeling. There is nothing wrong. And step number 5, Now, keep the mind blank after repeating step number 4 for at least 5 times. Now keep the mind blank because repeat step number 4. What is step number 4? What do you mean by repeating step number 4? Repeating step number 4 simply means that you have to run the incident, the real incident 5 times. Okay? Real incident. Yeah, I'm feeling painful. Real incident. Yes, this man should not have spoken like that. Real incident. Yes, I felt very, very bad and I felt very worried at that moment. Real incident. Oh my God, I'm feeling very much painful by looking. Real incident, real incident. So keeping on thinking about the real incident for 4 or 5 times. And after that, give a pass. Give a pass. That's what I have mentioned in step number 5. Now keep the mind blank after repeating step number 4 at least 5 times. So there has to be a pass. Now comes step number 6. Step number 6 is run the real incident and run the faces of people in that incident as a funny picture. Involve funny faces, funny sounds, funny graphics, and of course, funny background. But make sure you are having the same words and events. Run the real incident. Run the faces. I mean, this is not step number 4. This is different from step number 4. In step number 6, what you're doing is you're running the real incident and you're seeing it as a comedy picture. You're seeing the faces of people in a funny manner. You're seeing the sounds, or you are listening to the sounds in a funny manner. You are seeing the pictures in a funny manner. And you're seeing the background in a funny manner so that you can laugh. So, next thing that you need to understand in step number 6 is it has to make you laugh and get relaxed and relieved. It has to make you laugh. It has to make you get relaxed and relieved. That is the total objective here. Because the mind has to understand the difference between the funny incident and the serious incident. The mind has to understand that this is not serious, this is fun. So here, you're deleting it. What you're doing here? What's the difference between? We'll go back to the slide and why. What's the difference here? In step number 4, you're seeing only the real incident. But in step number 6, you're not only seeing the real incident. You're seeing the real incident with funny atmosphere, funny background, funny faces, with funny sounds and funny climate. And what happens here is the mind understands the vivid information that, okay, this is not as serious as it looks. This is only fun. So let us not hurt this man so much. The mind gives you the relaxation. Now, let's go to step number 7. Run this scrambled funny picture at least 10 times. This is step number 7. What you are doing here, run the scrambled funny picture at least 10 times. Not the real picture, but the converted picture, the funny scrambled picture. The funny converted picture, you have to run that at least 10 times and you have to feel the fun again and again and again. Feel the fun, feel the humor, laugh. Okay? Same incident, same people, same sounds, same words, but a different background, different atmosphere, different funny faces, and your mind has to get very, very light, like a feather. Scramble, delete it, replace with a new picture, delete it, replace with a new picture. So what you're doing here you are actually doing the scramble process. And what is the scramble process? Deleting the old incident and replacing it with a funny, altogether new format of incident. Your brain gets relaxed and your negative emotion is relieved. So this is what is happening in the 7th step. You're actually doing the scramble process. What is the scramble process? The scramble process is simply deleting the old incident and replacing it with funny altogether with the new format of incident. And your brain gets relaxed and your negative emotion is gone. This happens for about 10 minutes. And we are coming to the last step. That is step number 8 in Scramble. Believe that you are totally relieved and get out of this exercise with a confident state of mind that this incident will never bother you. That's it. Once you finish the exercise, you have to open your eyes, and before opening the eyes, you got to believe very, very strongly, and you should tell yourself that I'm opening my eyes and I'm very, very confident that this incident will never bother. With that kind of confidence, you will have to come out, open your eyes, and go to your work. That's it. And this is called a scramble exercise. Let's run through the steps one more time. Steps in scramble mind exercise. Step number 1, choose a serious situation on which you want to do the scramble exercise. Step number 2, make sure you have at least 10 minutes available for this process. And go to a calm place and make sure nobody disturbs you. Keep your phone, keep your technology gadgets away. Step number 3, have 10 deep breath cycles and keep your eyes closed and get ready for the exercise. Step number 4, with your eyes closed, first run the real incident at least 5 times. If it is feeling painful, don't worry, because we are going to replace the pain with laughter. Step number 5, keep the mind blank after repeating step number 4. Give a gap, make a pause, stop for a moment. Step number 6, this is where the scramble process happens. Run the real incident with funny environment. Run the real incident with funny faces, funny sounds, funny graphics, and of course, funny background. But make sure you're having the same words and events. Don't change it. This has to make you laugh. This has to give a humor sense. And you should feel light. Step number 7, run the scramble funny picture for 10 times. Here you are doing the scramble process. You're deleting the old incident and replacing it with a funny new incident. Step number 8, believe that this incident will never bother you. Believe that you are becoming very, very confident and open your eyes. So do this exercise every single day for at least 10 days, and then this haunting problem will be gone. So this is how you use scramble pattern for every negative emotion. The scramble pattern is a very interesting mind exercise. Of all the mind exercise, there is a mind exercise that is so exciting and exhilarating, giving joy, then it is scramble pattern. So you can use the scramble pattern whenever you want during your emotion. So now you have listened to it. So can you give me your understanding?